An idle mind is truly the devil's workshop, and I feel as though we as a collective have been on autopilot. Now, what do I mean by that? If you haven't checked out my last video, check it out. It's my highest ranking video. Thank you everybody who's watched. But it has really sparked some very controversial, some very touchy subjects. As per the comments, you'll see so many people. No, we need to get our land back. No, we should move to Africa. We're not from here. Others of us are like, we're from here. Others of us are like, we need land. Black women need to start doing this. Black men need to start doing that. And I think it's great in a sense that is starting conversation, is sparking the buzz. We need to be talking. I'm glad we're talking. But my thing is, everybody's talking. Everybody's got something to say about why we are a fractured group. And we could go on for days about why we're fractured. There's so many reasons why. And I'm not going to go into that. That's not what this video is about. But I'm here to say is, I think a lot of times we might be well-meaning, but we're sparking more confusion. And confusion breeds division. We shouldn't be finding more reasons why we aren't kin, or why we can't come together as a collective. We shouldn't find reasons why we can't. I saw a very informative podcast. I'm gonna try to link it, but this guy was like, why is it that we as Black people, when we come together and we're trying to do something collectively, all this pessimism enters the chat as for why we can't do it. When white people come up with their stuff, they're not thinking, nah, we can't make that happen. We can't take these people from their own land, or we can't finesse these people up out of their own land and make them feel like they're foreigners here. No, they were on board. They're optimistic about change, even when it's crazy, even when it's detrimental. But I feel like for us, maybe we're just so used to being behind the eight ball. We're so used to things not working out our way. We're so used to being traumatized and things just not really working out the way we see fit, to where it takes and it really shatters our sense of like collective, I want to say like the collective energy that we need in order to really push for change. Because it's almost like, as I look at my comments, I got like almost 1,000 comments, and I see so many people so divided. And I'm like, okay, this is good. We're talking about this, but what is this? And it's the fact that none of us trust one another enough to just go with one thing. We can't even agree on one thing because we have so many different beliefs. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this channel is going to be all about solutions. So I'm glad that sparked controversy. That's what I wanted it to do. Mission accomplished. And shout out to all my new subscribers. But I wanted to do that because I want to bring us here, right? I want to bring us here. So I'm not going to be pushing land ownership. If you can buy land and afford it, please do. I'm not against that. I think you should absolutely do that. Any Black person who can do that, take care of that. Go do that now. Life insurance, take care of that. Set yourself up. Financial literacy, absolutely. But this channel is about healing the Black mind, healing the Black psyche, healing the Black spirit. These are not things that we can go and build without. If we are not sound in these areas, I don't see how we can build upon and continue building on top of a foundation that is faulty. And the only way I think that we as Black people, especially where we are, as fragmented as we are, the only way that we can fill in those holes and fix the fabric that makes us these beautiful things is to make sure that somewhere in there, there's some level of collective efforts in there. There's some level of allegiance, self-respect, some sort of honor system, some sort of code of conduct. We have to just have some basic rules that we follow when it comes to one another. Because I feel like the basis of our struggles is a lack of self-knowledge and a plethora of self-hatred. Which is why I think in many ways, and again, it's not a panacea. This is not, I'm saying one thing and this could fix all the things. Our problems are multidimensional. But the way that my mind is working, and let me know down below in the comments, is I feel like we got to get some basic ground covered. And for me, I look at that as looking at our mental and emotional health. Why? I think it has the lowest barrier to entry. That means that you don't have to save up right now and buy land. You don't have to get together all your Black friends and go somewhere to the government and put in something and file your own race. It's not saying we all have to hop on a plane and go to Africa, or we got to hop on a plane and go to the Caribbean. It's not really going to cause a disruption in our everyday life. That's not something we're prepared for. If we were, we would have done it. We don't have the spirit of our ancestors who were out here really in the 1950s and 1960s. We don't have that spirit. Our spirit's a little bit more broken up than theirs, right? We have the anger, but I think our anger is directed toward one another. Whereas back in the day, I feel like that anger was a useful emotion, because anger, when used properly, is a very productive emotion, right? They were getting things done. But with our anger, as of today, we don't really get anything done with it, right? I noticed that we talk about it, we talk a good game, but where I see the anger more so festering is within our own bodies, through disease, through paranoia, through trauma, through stress, through anxiety, through depression, through self-hatred. So I have to look at us as that. I have to get back to the basics here. I think we have to get back to the basics, and let me know what you think. So for me, this channel is going to be heavily centered around us doing challenges that we can all meet. All right, the first one, and I want you guys to take this very seriously. Soon I will be rolling out a Discord group so we can really talk and really have a more intimate kind of setting there rather than being on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe, follow, share, and get my voice out there, because we're really going to do something special here. Because I feel like there's so many of us who actually want change, but some of us don't know where to start, myself included. So this is what I'm coming up with. I sit, I read about it, I think about it, I ponder over it, I come here, and I'm just trying, right? Just doing my little thing as a Black woman here. And I want to focus these challenges on things that we can actually do, that we can do now, right? We don't have to become anything different. We don't have to qualify for anything. Your children can do it. You don't have to have a certain level of education to do it. And the first challenge that I want you to do, because if you're watching this and you have subscribed to this channel, which you should have already done, you're all about change. You're about pushing forward. You're about being progressive. You're not about sitting on your laurels and letting time pass you by and continuing to be upset about the state of your people, but yet you're doing nothing, right? Like we can remember, like we can have that spirit, like let's galvanize ourselves again. Let's move towards something. Let's be mission oriented. Let's do it. So for me, I want to roll out this challenge, and let's start this week. All right, we're going to do 7 days of affirmations. Men and women and children and elders, all included, all of us, all of the melanated people who are on the same mission and feel like we need change. I want to do 7 days of affirmations. Now, you might think that sounds silly, because I know affirmations gets thrown out there all willy-nilly and, oh, I feel good and I'm rich and I'm this and I'm that. And yes, it has an aspect of that. We'll get into it more in a minute. But the reason why I want to do this is because I feel like if we can start to just create that collective sense of doership, that what you do and what I do matters. And if we do it together, it has a cumulative effect, which helps. And it has a domino effect, which reaches. It's far reaching. So if we are to start to have the mindset that, you know what, I don't have to buy land to be successful, or I don't have to only be able to do this or do that or qualify for this or learn that to be successful, or to help my people in any way. I don't have to do anything big. I can do it small. I can do it in my house. I can do it with my children. Right? So it's less about just doing the affirmations, or there's going to be a lot of different challenges. I've really been spending time thinking about them. Some more involved than others, some more heavy than others, some more light than others, some more intense than others. But I want to start off with these ones, because with the affirmations, the daily affirmations for a whole week, because I feel like what that's also going to do is remind us of our greatness. So many of us are so far removed from how special and how beautiful and how wonderful and how divinely created. We are the original people. Do you know what a flex that is, to be the original person, to be the first person here? God fancied you that much to make you number one. Everything spawns from me. So I feel like we have to really start to look at that and be proud of that, and to look at our sisters and our brothers and allow that to be reflected back at us. The beauty in them. We understand why they're upset. We understand why Black women are angry. We've been brutalized. We've been raped. We've been colonized. We've been gaslit for hundreds of years. You too would be angry. You may have an attitude as well, but we're gonna extend her grace. And that doesn't mean that we're going to appease her. That doesn't mean we're not going to hold her accountable. But it does mean that we're going to come from a place of compassion rather than judgment. Same thing for our Black men. We can't expect them to be in the same place as their white counterparts when they were not afforded the same opportunities and are not afforded the same opportunities as their white counterparts. Some of our Black men, we can't blame them for how they feel about us and for the level of anger that they feel toward us, toward their women. It's not right. It feels terrible. It hurts. And even when I say this, it hurts to even say it, but it's true. And I can't dismiss the Black man's pain and his own issues with his Black woman. right? But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to reinstill the humanity in one another. We're here to look at each other from a compassionate perspective, a perspective of curiosity. So that way we can continue to build and we can continue to be progressive. Because think about it. You might look at, affirmations. And again, this is just one of the challenge. I can't wait. I just can't wait. Just keep subscribing, keep watching, because this channel, we're going up. But you might look at it, it's just affirmations or it's just this, but no, it's a constant reminder. To do something daily is a constant reminder that what I do does matter. We need to stop with this whole, that ain't my business, or I'm minding my business, or that's not me. I'm focused on me and mine, and that's it. We're so individual, it's sickening. And I think to even remind ourselves that if we do an affirmation challenge daily, and I'll line that out in a minute, but it's just a constant reminder that no, we function as a whole. We are a collective group. We are a tribe. And if we continue to move away from that and be more individualistic, that's why we're fractured in the first place, right? We don't need a scholar to come. We don't need Dr. Umar to be sitting here. Maybe one day he will, but we don't need Dr. Umar to be sitting here to tell us that, right? We can deduce that on our own by just looking at where we're at, that we are fractured. And that we need a greater sense of love and a greater sense of companionship with one another. And the only way I think that we do that is to restore the humanity in one another. We understand each other. We extend each other grace, mercy, compassion, kindness. We're able to look past certain things with your Black woman and your Black man because of the things that we've gone through. We've gone through this together. And for us to continue to look at ourselves as separate, I think that that's one of the major issues, which is why I find nowadays podcasts, if you look up anything on YouTube, Black people in relationships, Black people in economics, Black people this, Black people that, all you're going to find is a whole bunch of people murmuring and complaining on their damn podcasts, talking about why we're this way and oh my gosh, no, because this. And they have really good points. I'm not saying that they don't, but where are the solutions? Where can we start now? I ain't got the money for the land. Okay, can I do something else? Can I do something small? All right, so now we're getting into the challenge. 7 days of affirmations. Male, female, kids included, elderly, I don't care what you are, what you don't got, you're going to be a part of this challenge. Because if you have the audacity to fix your mouth and complain about anything with the state of this race, but you can't participate in something that could be something that could actually lend to some real progressive change as it becomes more and more bigger and bigger, then you are part of the problem. So I don't want to hear anything about we can't come together and we can't do this and we can't do that. We can't buy the land. All right, don't buy the land. We can't get life insurance. I don't got the money. Don't get it. But can you at least incorporate affirmations into your daily life, right? Because not only do they help you feel good, not only do they help kind of like hypnotize your subconscious mind to truly seeping into your being to where you believe these things, which are the scientific benefits of it, but also what it signals to your psyche is that we are one and we can make changes together. We can move together. That's what it's about. So if you have a problem coming on this channel, I want you to come back to this channel in the comment section daily for the next 7 days and write your affirmation that you will be reciting. Let me know who is in the affirmations with you. Maybe your children's have some. Let me know as well. But one that I'm working on is that I am worthy even when I'm not working. That is so big for me. That's my affirmation for today. I am worthy even when I'm not working. Sometimes I have days where I just don't have energy. Sometimes I have days where I'm in a rut. I missed my yoga class. I didn't go there. When I feel a lot of stress, I get migraines, and my migraines last for days, for like 3 days max. But if you get migraines, which you probably do, or some of you guys probably do, it's debilitating. And I beat myself up on those days like, damn, I missed this. I wasn't able to do that. And I'm learning that no, my worth is not predicated on what I do. My worth right now is me resting. That is worthy. That is me being productive. It's productive for me to rest. It's productive for me to listen to my body. So that's something that I'm telling myself today. And because I told myself that today, I was able to create this video. If you have noticed, I haven't posted in like 12, 13 days, which I haven't done that since I started posting consistently for over 2 months now. So I felt terribly. But that affirmation, continuing to tell myself that, helped me get out of the bed and help me come here, because I'm like, no, the people need me, right? Like, I need you guys. We need each other, and we need to come together as a family. So I want you guys to let me know down below what your affirmations are, because again, it's more about the collective effort. It's more about coming together, right? Because we talk so much about other thriving ethnic groups, the Chinese, the Amish, the Jewish, the Indian, right? And I don't know exactly what they got going on. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I study them, but from the little bit that I can see, or just kind of make clear with any thriving ethnic group, is that they do have some sort of, some level of allegiance to one another. They do have some sort of code of conduct, right? Like, we don't know all the Indians' tea. Like, we don't know the Amish, what really is going on over there. Like, maybe we'd have to look in books to see what their mess is, but our mess is all over the place. Like, we just invite anybody into our house. Like, we don't even have a door. Like, we're just all open. Everybody knows about our self-hatred. Everybody knows about our texturism issues, our colorism issues. Everybody knows. And I'm so embarrassed, you know, but I got over it. I'm getting over it, I should say. But I want to close the door. Can we close the door? Comment down below if you're ready to close the door so we can really have a conversation that can actually do something and push us forward. Because I think sometimes we're so focused on the little things and we get lost in the details and the things that don't really add anything to us, right? Even I'm going to put myself in the chopping block. The video I did last time, which was a great video, and it's, you know, it did its thing. Where's the solution in that, though? I got 800, 900 mad-ass people in the comments, right? Like, it's like, yeah, there's people who's giving me props, and I appreciate you guys so much and made me feel wonderfully. I'm going to definitely keep going. I'm not stopping nothing. But then you also have those people who are just pissed off, and they're not doing anything about it. And I'm like, yeah, it really made me look at myself like, how, if I'm going to create a channel and be a voice of something and call myself Mind Body Melanin and create a hub for us to come together and be progressive and really incite some level of change, how can I do that if all I'm doing is stirring shit up, right? Like, I actually have to be about the change that I want to see. I have to be the change that I want to see. And it sounds so cliche, but it's just so true. If you're not being the change you want to see, then what are you doing? What exactly are you doing? Like, I want you to ask yourself, like, how can you say, and maybe let me know, well, you know, keep the comments about the affirmations, or if you have something enlightening to add, sure. But I want to see affirmations all through the comments, especially if you say you're about change. But my thing is, like, at what point are we going to start to see that we have to start somewhere small? At what point are we going to start to understand that if you weren't able to afford the house, the life insurance policy, or this or that, you can't do this? Because I feel like us, we know what we're missing, and we're looking at other races like, damn, we need the house, we need the life insurance policy, we need the financial literacy, and we do. I'm not saying we don't, but that's not us. We have a lot of other issues that we can actually tackle that aren't that. Maybe if we have a certain level of emotional intelligence first, we'll understand truly the value in that, to where when we get the money, we won't leave everybody else and start flexing on everybody else, because that's what a lot of us do as well. We get the money and we get the hell on. And I don't blame them sometimes, but I also do see that as problematic, because if we're truly collective and we're moving as a tribe, we're moving as a family, you don't do that. You don't just get your money and go. You might as well be white. What's the difference? What are you like? What's the difference? You know, so I feel like that's where we can really have impact, is the little things. We're going to do the little things on this channel. I want them to be the smallest of the smallest things. So also feel free to drop your ideas or anything. And I gotta write you guys' names down, because I gotta start giving some shout outs, because there's some people that I truly, all of you guys I appreciate, but there's some people who really add to this channel, and I want to give you guys your due credit, because it really helps me keep going. So 7 days affirmations, come back here every day. I will be rolling out my Discord group very soon. I don't want to give you guys any dates yet, but you guys will definitely know. Because I want it to be more intimate. I want us to have, you know, greater rapport and really build community. Because how am I going to say, like, I want us to come together and we need to be family, but I'm not creating a space for us to really chop it up, like to really talk and to really have that sense of like comfort with one another and talk about some things on Discord that we might not feel comfortable talking about here, right? So that's where I'm headed. That's where we're headed. And let me know if you're opting in. The way that you opt in is drop that affirmation. If you can't think of anything nice to say, about yourself or what you want to affirm, look it up on Google. Like, look it up on Google. Like I told you what mine was already. I am worthy even when I'm not working. All right. So Black man, Black woman, yours may be different, but focus on that. And that's something I want you to keep coming back to. So whether you have it on a note on your phone, maybe write it on your hand, write it on your forehead. I don't give a damn how you do it. But I want you to keep saying that to yourself, because here on this channel, we're going to get right inside. Like Lauryn Hill said, how you going to win if you ain't right within? How are we going to win if we don't even got this right? This is not even right. And we trying to do this and build that and go here and buy that. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's stick to the basics. We're going to stick to the basics on this channel. So please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you guys don't do those things, this channel goes nowhere. Nobody's going to find out. We need as many people, as many of our people. Because listen, one thing the great Nat Turner understood, not everybody can come with you. And I'm all right with that. Okay, this message is not for everybody. This is for the doers. This is for the people who are really actually tired for real and want to do something today. Right? So if you're about it, like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'm looking forward to you guys dropping them down below. And I will see you guys in the next video.